Before we start the movie, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you can follow along with the most intense horror films. The movie begins with nurse Anna, who is trying to take some equipment from work. After that, she heads straight out on the road, where she meets a little girl named Eva, who happens to be her neighbour. After a while, Anna arrives home and tries to talk to her husband, Louis, about her day. Eventually, they fall asleep, and the day ends. Suddenly, Louis wakes up to the sound of strange movements and sees Eva standing at the bedroom door. He doesn't understand what's going on, so he approaches her to figure out the reason, but she immediately attacks him, looking terrifying. Anna wakes up to the sound of her husband screaming. She tries to lock herself in the room quickly because Eva is trying to attack her. Unfortunately, she can't save Louis, who suffers a severe hemorrhage. She calls an ambulance, but all the lines are down. Sadly, Louis turns into a zombie. Anna manages to lock herself in the bathroom to protect herself, but he keeps chasing her. She escapes through the window and notices that almost everyone outside has turned into zombies. She realizes she has to escape the area. On the radio, she hears that a virus has spread. People should stay indoors and the military is trying to control the situation. Everyone is fighting to survive. At one point, someone tries to steal Anna's car, and she fights back in every way possible, but unfortunately, she crashes. A little while later, an officer named Frank arrives to check on Anna and make sure she isn't infected. Then they continue down the road together. Here we meet three people: Andrea, her friend Michael, and his girlfriend Lara. Eventually they spot Officer Frank with Anna, and everyone starts threatening each other with weapons. Once they confirm that no one is infected, they agree they need to hide somewhere stocked with food until the lockdown ends and the military regains control. Before they reach the mall, a group of infected people appears, and they try to take them down quickly. But unfortunately, bullets don't seem to affect them. After a while, they manage to get inside the supermarket to hide. Michael finds two infected people in the bathroom, and one of them attacks him. The others notice the struggle, but sadly, another infected bites Lara's hand. Frank tries to help her, but he falls from the mall into the water below. Michael manages to kill one of the infected, and Anna grabs the weapon to finish the other off. They rush into the elevator to the second floor. There, they encounter a security guard who is scared of them. After confirming they aren't infected, he still refuses to let them stay with him on his floor. Anna explains that the zombies have overrun the first floor, and moving around now is too dangerous. He agrees to their plan on the condition that they surrender their weapons. On the news, they learn that the situation has completely spiraled out of control. The only way to kill an infected person is to shoot them in the head and then burn the body to make sure the virus is destroyed. Anna tries to treat Frank's wound, and the group asks the security guard for ideas on how to escape. They discover they'll have to stay put until things calm down. Michael warns them that the zombies will likely make it to the second floor soon. He suggests they paint a signal on the mall rooftop so the military, if nearby, will know people are alive inside. The group agrees, and the security guard decides to go down to the first floor to grab the supplies they'll need to paint the rooftop signal. Here, Sam finishes off the zombie with his gun, but then he sees his injured friend. The rest of the group goes back to the rooftop to paint the signals. They look around and see zombies everywhere, with most of them slowly moving toward the mall. Frank warns them that it's extremely dangerous to stay there for too long. After a while, they notice another person on the rooftop of a nearby building. His name is Andy, and he doesn't seem infected. The military appears just in time with a helicopter, but unfortunately, the soldiers don't notice the group's signals. So, they return to the mall. We start to see that Sam is mentally unstable. He tries to trap the team inside a store to keep them under his control, claiming it's to prevent them from stealing anything. Meanwhile, Andrea checks on Lara and tells the group that the military will return to take her to the hospital so she can give birth safely. But Michael tells him the army likely won't come back to the same area they've already cleared. Later, the women ask the security guard to let them go to the bathroom. At the same time, a transport truck appears outside the mall, but the driver can't get in because the doors are locked. They beg Sam to open the doors to save the people in the truck, but he refuses and threatens them with a gun. A fight breaks out, and Michael and Andrea manage to overpower the guard and take control of the mall. They quickly help the survivors enter, and Michael kills any zombies that get in their way. The truck finally makes it inside, and the people are still alive. Over time, they discover that one of the elderly women who entered the mall is infected. Michael tries to gather information about the city, and she tells him that the situation is catastrophic. Zombies are everywhere. Frank realizes he needs to head to his brother's town to try to save him from the virus. But one of the new survivors tells him that the city has practically become a graveyard, and his brother is almost certainly dead. Anna tries to help the infected woman, but unfortunately, her condition worsens. Afterward, she goes to check on Frank to make sure he's okay. After a while, the old lady wakes up, only to turn into a zombie after she dies. In the end, Jackie finishes her off to relieve her from that suffering. She collapses on the ground, confused that the old lady died and then turned into a zombie, meaning the same thing could happen to Frank. Michael realizes they need to take Frank out, but Jackie refuses. The rest of the group goes to Frank, and he says goodbye to his daughter because he knows he'll turn into a zombie soon. Before that happens, the officer ends it for good. Afterward, they head to the roof to signal Andy. The people in the mall start to adapt to the situation, hoping the military will take out the zombies. Unfortunately, the zombies surround the place. Out of boredom, Andy tries to hunt one, but eventually they all gather for dinner and talk again. At that moment, the power cuts out, and sadly they notice Lara shows signs of the virus. She might turn into a zombie at any moment from the bite she got earlier. Andrea begs her to hold on until she gives birth so the baby can be born safely. Michael escorts the security team out of the market to find the generator, and the officer goes with them. They head to the garage, but unfortunately, someone attacks one of the guards, and the rest try to escape the zombies quickly. Michael burns a large number of them to end the threat. On the second floor, Lara dies, then rises again as an infected zombie. She tries to bite Andre, and she succeeds. Desperate, he straps a belt around her mouth to keep her from biting anyone else, hiding what happened. One of the survivors goes up to check on Lara, only to discover she died, and Andrea is holding her baby. Knowing she'll turn into a threat, the survivor takes her out to protect everyone else. Furious and heartbroken, Andrea finishes her off. Chaos breaks out in the place, and everyone starts killing each other. The rest of the group heads to the room to figure out what happened, only to discover that everyone is dead. Even the baby has turned into a zombie. Jackie quietly takes care of it. They desperately try to find a way out because the situation has become incredibly difficult. They realize they need to use the car in the garage. One of them mentions he has a boat at his lake, and if they can reach it, they might escape the city. Everyone likes the idea, so the group starts preparing the car, loading it with all the weapons they might need along the way. The officer tells Andy they'll move out in 5 days at most, but Andy admits he can't hold out that long. He's starving. They start thinking about how to get food to him and remember the dog they had. They notice the zombies don't attack the dog, so they send it to the building. Unfortunately, the zombies follow the dog inside, and eventually they bite Andy, turning him into a zombie. The officer doesn't tell Andy he's about to turn. Meanwhile, Nicole wants to get her dog back, so she takes the car from the garage to rescue it. Through the radio, the group realizes the zombies probably attacked her and that Andy has turned as well. They mourn him, then decide to move to the other building to save Nicole. A battle breaks out with the zombies, but the group makes it through safely. They see Andy, infected and trying to get through a door, so they quickly finish him off. Finally, they realize Nicole is most likely hiding behind the door. They find a lot of weapons in the room, so the officer sets a trap to ignite the place and take out as many zombies as possible. They leave the mall, but the zombies swarm the group, causing massive chaos inside. The zombies devour many of them. The survivors retreat to the second floor, and security tells the officer they need to close the elevator and head to the garage to get in the car. They do it immediately, but unfortunately, the number of zombies is overwhelming. The zombies try to flip the car with all their strength, and the group is nearly out of bullets. Sam tries to throw a grenade to take out more zombies at once. Afterward, the officer notices an infected person still hanging onto the car and asks the old man to finish them off with a chainsaw. But before he can do it, he accidentally kills the girl instead. They get into an accident, and sadly Sam turns into a zombie. Jackie manages to take him out with her weapon. They try to get back in the car, killing any nearby zombies, and finally make it to the dock. They get out of the car to reach the boat, but one of the security guards realizes he won't make it. To help the others escape, he blows himself up with the car. In that moment, they discover that Michael has been bitten and won't be able to go with them. He stays alone at the dock, and after a while, he takes his own life. The nurse, Jackie, is devastated. It's clear she had feelings for him. The rest of the group makes it to the other side of the dock, only to discover the zombies are still out there. They try to take out as many as possible, but they can't stop them all. Sadly, the movie ends here. If you enjoyed the movie, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any movie suggestions, drop them in the comments below. See you very soon in a new movie. Peace.